It's a beautiful day. It's July 26th and it's about 6:30 in the evening, and I would love to share with you guys what's growing down here in my lower driveway here in western North Carolina. As you guys may know, this is where I grow most of my peppers, but I also have some eggplant down here as well as some tomatoes this year. So over here, and I think this color is called cherry blossom, real pretty pale pink. I have a lot of the green bells growing and they're looking really nice. I have over here jalapenos and some little tomatoes here. They're called little orange, for the lack of a better word. I think my father-in-law saved these seeds from a tomato that he really liked, and so I've been growing those. He gave those to me a couple of years ago, and they are really nice little sweet tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes. So like I said, a lot of jalapenos growing, and I'm picking those as needed right now. I do prefer and really like for them to ripen to red. Okay, now most of my peppers will double in size. Most of these plants will double in size by, I'd say, the end or late September. So I will start to get now peppers every week. This is when I really get busy down here. Okay, so over here, a lot of red bells. As you can see, this is the little Italian red bell. I think it's called a quadrato. Okay, a lot of those growing. And then over here I have some Cherokee purples. I've trimmed off some of the leaves that were yellowing on there. You'll see that it's cracking a little bit there on top of this Cherokee purple, but that's to be expected. They're thin-skinned. When we get a drought for quite a while and then a lot of rain, you can expect some of those thin-skinned tomatoes to crack a little bit on top, but they are just fine for eating. No worries there. And I harvested probably my biggest tomato from a GreenStalk about 2 weeks ago, and it was just a huge Cherokee purple. I thought it was 2 tomatoes at first, but it ended up being 1, so I'll show you a quick clip of that. A lot of banana peppers in here, and then carrots on the top 2 tiers, which I will probably harvest those pretty soon and plant with something else. Go ahead and get something else growing in there. And then over here in the lemon colored planter, a lot of green bells. I'm not exactly sure which one this was. Some of these might be called the Emerald Giant, and those green peppers get really, really big. Okay, so I have quite a few of those, supporting a lot of them with the plant markers and some jute string. And let's see what we have over here. Sun gold tomatoes. Again, I've been trimming off a lot of the little yellowing leaves that are dying. A lot of shishito peppers, prolific plant there if you want to really grow something. I grow that every year, get a lot of the little shishitos. Then down here we have the little finger eggplant. And there's one back in there I'll probably grab right after I do this video. I'll do a harvest of the Cherokee purple, some of these sun golds. That right there, I think this particular eggplant is called a Thai long. A little bit bigger than the little finger. I have a lot of the little fingers growing. Okay, and then of course more sun gold tomatoes in here. A lot of the eggplant down in there that I'll grab here in a minute. Okay, and then on the top are hot wax peppers, Hungarian hot wax. Those will ripen to red, and they get hotter as they ripen. So those get pretty hot. I may actually do some smoked paprika with them this year. Hot smoked Hungarian paprika. That'll be really nice, but that's a project I'll have to put on my list because I have so many right now. At any rate, the final GreenStalk right here, a lot of what are called red rooster, and it's just catching this evening shade. So hopefully you can see here what I'm growing. Now this is interesting. One thing I'll show you guys, and let me turn this around. This is the little did like spinner, so maybe you can see this tomato a little better. But this one ended up looking like a little Cherokee purple. Has the green shoulders at the top, And of course it's got the same color as the Cherokee purple. And I can only imagine that this crossed with one of the little oranges that I planted along with Cherokee purples last year. So I had those right next to each other. And I saved the seeds, and lo and behold, it looks like I got a hybrid, like a little small Cherokee purple. Isn't that interesting? So, fun thing to grow there. Always nice to see something different pop up that you didn't expect. And I had a sunflower growing down here, and it needed some support apparently. It was real pretty about 2 weeks ago. But it had a couple of more heads pop out on it, and it toppled over. So I know now that if I plan to grow sunflowers and the GreenStalks, I'm going to need to plan on supporting them somehow if they get top heavy. And I won't go through much detail over here, but this is where I have my citrus trees. The calamondin, of course, are setting fruit on here, as well as the Meyer lemon, looking really healthy with all the downpour of rain that we've had about the last 3 weeks. And then the kaffir lime tree right here. It's really been struggling the last few years, but I guess it's about 20 years old now. So I do see a little bit of fruit on there, and I'll know better as we get towards October. That's usually when I start to harvest that lime. So there you have it. That's what's growing here in western North Carolina in the GreenStalk vertical garden. And I'll give you guys an update later on, probably next month, show you guys what's growing. I'm going to go ahead and get busy harvesting a lot of these that are ready to be picked. So thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.